With another project here today. Today we are going to be experimenting with different types of concrete to make little coasters. We've already done a little bit of experimentation in the past with this, but we really want to dive real deep into it today, play around with all the different kind of mixes of concrete we can get and the different kind of molds we can use. So in the past we have used this pink mold we have. It's done okay. The problem we have with it is it's not perfect. It has some really just off edges. It never formed quite right. There's some gaps and ridges in it. So we tried making a second one. The problem we had with that one is it slightly deformed when we formed it, so it's not even. So we're hoping to redo that a final time. May not be, but we're gonna try to do it one final time. I have a plan for this one that I think will make it work really good. We have a thin layer of resin on top that helps make it quite smooth, and it goes down the side slightly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sand the mold with some 400 and 800 grit sandpaper. Just try and clean up a little bit of the bumps and stuff we have. We're not trying to really change how this mold looks, just clean it up a little bit. And then I'm going to pull out our silicone, and I'm going to mix up a layer, coat the top of it with silicone. I'm going to come back once that is dry, mix up a second batch of silicone, coat that on top again. Now, while that is still wet, I'm going to mix a batch of proto putty and put that on top one last time. And then depending upon where we sit with that, if it's real firm or not, I will probably mix up a tiny little batch, put a thin layer on top, and mount a board on top to give us a nice sturdy base to work with. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into the sanding and the proto putty, and we'll see you back once we have this mold put together. Alrighty guys, so we got the mold out, or the molded pieces out here, and this is the mold we are left with. So the next step in this process is to mix up the concrete, and we'll start testing a whole bunch of pieces. We are going to utilize all 5 molds we have, just for the sake of time, to test the different ones. And we'll get into the different concretes we have here. We have a fast curing concrete. I think it's got like an hour cure time on it. Then we have a Pro Finish 5000, which is supposed to be a really hard concrete. And the final one we have is a grout mix. So we're probably going to do all 3 separate, and then we'll do some mixes of them, and finally we'll take all those pieces and we're going to do a strength test on them, and also look at how quickly they dry and how well they cast. We've already done a few of these, but this is to really dive in and show you guys what the different mixtures are going to be like, and go from there. So we'll go ahead and jump over to the concrete and get into that. Alrighty guys, we are back and our molds are done. We demolded everything and the molds came out really quite nice. They're flexible, they're a little rigid, they're exactly what we wanted. So as I said, I'm probably going to utilize all of the molds we have, both the bad ones and the new good one we got here. And we'll start doing some test pieces. I think for today we are going to do one of each. We're going to do the quick cure, we're going to do the pro cure, and we're going to do the grout, just all 3 separate. And then I'll probably do 2 mixes with the quick cure. I'll do a grout mix and I'll do a pro finish mix, and those will be 50-50 mixes, and then we'll pull those out and see what we got. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it. I'll show you our little setup here for what we got for sifting out the aggregate from the concrete, and we'll just get right into it. So here is our setup, guys, for sifting the aggregate. We got a little, this was a plant basket for a pond, and it works great. You can use anything really to sift out this aggregate. But this is what I got, and it works pretty good. So I just take a little Dixie cup, fill it up here, and I'll just get a couple scoops in here. And we'll just, slowly sift it out here, and we'll be left with the aggregate. I've just been dumping that in a bucket here, and once we get it all sifted out, we can get it mixed up. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, you can click right here to see my latest video. Or you can click right down here to see what YouTube thinks you should be watching next. And if you click right here, guys, that'll take you right to my channel where you can subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all my videos. Thanks again, guys, and as always, happy projects.